All right, I'm going to say hello to everyone. Checking to see if it's actually working. It looks like it's good. So let's see. There it goes. All right, I'm gonna click on my other screen so I can see comments. Perfect. All right. There we go. All right. Tonight I'm going to be doing a pretty quick card. It is a card that is actually very simple but very pretty. We're going to be doing a birthday card tonight using Stampin' Up! Projects. And I am Megan Cooper with Lazy Day Stampin'. I'm going to show you the product that we're using today. The stamp set is from the mini catalog that will be released on August 3rd. It is called Christmas Season, and this will be our main image on our card tonight. And we also will be using the Sweet as a Peach, the Happy Birthday from Sweet as a Peach. I just think it's so pretty. So I will definitely be using that tonight. And right now, some of the stuff we'll be using on the card is the gold metallic paper, which just has a really pretty glimmer to it. You can get this in 6x6 paper with Stampin' Up! It is also in rose gold. Look how that just shimmers. It's gorgeous. All right, looking in the catalog to show you. I think it comes in 30 or 6x6, and I think it's 20 pieces. But I wasn't quick enough to have it up. I came in fast from picking up the groceries at Walmart. There was a traffic jam on the freeway at 6:45 at night. Always fun to deal with. All right, so let's see. We've got the rose gold and gold 6x6 metallic specialty paper. You get 8 sheets, 4 of each color, and that is only $5. That's actually pretty good for a specialty paper. I am definitely using mine sparingly because I did a paper share this time for my annual catalog paper. And since I did a paper share, I don't have the whole pack. I just have the 2 pieces. All right, so without anything else to say about the paper, let's go ahead and get started with the card. So tonight's card, again, very simple. I did try and overdo this card, and then I stopped and thought about it, and I went back to simple. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and flip the camera around, and we will get started. And then at the end, I will show a card that I did using this same stamp set, but it's a Christmas themed card, and it's really pretty. Just make sure you're not seeing any black lines here. All right, here we go. So again, this is the card we'll be making. It's very simple. You're going to use your crumb cake for the card base. And this piece needs to be cut down. It's going to be cut down to 5 1/4. This is going to be our main layer. To 3 1/4. And these measurements will be up on my blog tomorrow. I didn't have a chance to photo the card today, but I will take care of that first thing in the morning. And I already cut a 3/4 piece of the gold shimmer paper to put on here. I need to replace the blade on my trimmer. It's out in the garage. I just have to go find it. So I'm just going to glue that on there after I'm done with my stamping, and then I'll just trim it with my scissors. All right. So then I'm going to use the leaf in the Christmas season set. It's this leaf here. There is a die that matches it as well. I cut one out so that you could see it. So I stamped it in the soft suede, and then I die cut with, I stamped it in the crumb cake, and then I die cut with the die. All right, so this card is pretty simple. You'll want to get your Stampin' Pierce mat or a magazine. Since we're using a photopolymer stamp set, you definitely want something that has a little bit of give behind it. All right. So I'm just going to follow my imagery on my card and kind of stamp in the same place as best as possible. There's that one. And just kind of eyeball it and get it as close as possible to our first image. When I was working on the card earlier, I kept trying to do different things with the sentiment, and I just couldn't decide what I wanted to do. And then finally in the end I went simple, because I think that's exactly what this card needs. So you just stamp on the edge here, and I used my little paper because I was stamping off with the stamp. I didn't do anything special, just straight ink to paper. Hi Christina, I'm so happy to see you. We keep missing each other. I was showing the stamp set. This is what we're using tonight for this quick card, and there's a die that goes with the stamp as well, which is really cool. Actually, it's a whole bunch of dies, so you can cut out all kinds of stuff. At the end I'll be showing a Christmas card. Alright, so that's pretty much it for that part. And then while we're here, I'm going to use my soft suede, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment. Now my sentiment again was just kept really simple. I did stamp it in the soft suede so it would be darker and stand out more, because we're using all crumb cake on this card, crumb cake and gold. Alright, thank you Christina. Alright, so just kind of eyeball it, make sure it's straight. You can use your Stamparatus. It's actually a little crooked. I'm going to try one more time. I'm going to take my leaf off so I have a better visual of it. If you use your Stamparatus, you have a chance of doing it straight the first time with sentiments. With the clear block, sometimes you get a little off. Alright, that looks good to me. I'm going to go ahead and trim down my sentiment here. And then I didn't make it too close. Give it a little bit of room. And then when you're lining up, you can see right here in the middle above the sentiment, so you'll know if you're going to cut your sentiment off or not. So there we go. Happy birthday. I'm actually going to take just a little bit more off the bottom because I did go a little closer on the top, so we'll kind of even it out a bit. Just a bit more. There we go. I tend to eye it to the point that I like it. It's always good to do. Card making is wonderful and it's beautiful, but it doesn't always have to be 100% perfect. So you could do stamping it out onto on the crumb cake and then cut it with the dies if you want, so it would give more like a little bit of that look. I decided just to go straight and then cut at an angle. So that's what I'm actually going to do, is I'm going to take my paper snips and I'm going to just kind of cut this at an angle right here. Alright. And then I think I have just a little more than I want on the edge here, so I'm just going to use my paper snips and trim it, keeping it simple. There we go. And then I attached this with dimensionals. So I'm going to do that first, and then I'm going to trim off my gold piece edge here. And I did get the mini dimensionals in my order. I spent the afternoon getting everything put away from the last two orders. Still had a bunch of stuff out from the first order, so that I could see everything and kind of feel a little more organized and a little more ready to get lives done without being so chaotic. The last couple were a little bit chaotic. I was kind of winging it because I wanted to just do them, because if I don't just do them, I might not do them. All right. I just love this gold metallic paper. What do you think about it, Christina? I think it's just so pretty. It just adds so much to a project. So then you just line it up so you get the right angles. Alright. I'm going to use my paper snips. Quick trim. There we go. And then let's go ahead and glue on the gold metallic paper with the glue that's sitting right in front of my face that I'm looking all around for. Alright, here we go. Now I'm not going to go too far down because I'm going to be trimming it off and I don't want to have to cut glue with my scissors. Yeah, it's really cute paper. And the value on it's actually pretty good. All right. And then remember the stamp set that I'm using tonight, the Christmas Seasons, will be available August 3rd to customers. All right. And just line it up so it's nice and straight. And then you can go back in and add a little more adhesive if you need to. If you're finding that it didn't line up just right or didn't go all the way to the top or all the way to the bottom. All right. And then I'm going to use my paper snips after I add just a bit more adhesive. Really make it stick. I'm going to trim it from the back. There we go. So we are almost done with this card. If I worked a little faster, we'd be done. I didn't. We're going to go ahead and score our card base at 5.5. Make sure you use your score blade, not your trimmer blade. And then use your bone folder. Give it a good crease. And while we were chatting, I dropped the little gems on the floor, so let me grab those. There they are. Gorgeous gems. These are called Wonderful Gems. They'll be one of the ones that is available August 3rd. Very excited about this catalog. All right, so it was pretty simple. I used this layer, glued it all the way down onto my card base. I thought about putting it on dimensionals, but decided to keep it a singular layer. And then I used the dimensionals on my sentiment. Perfect. I did the dimensionals here, but then I glued this portion down. And I placed it right about here. There we go. And then I used 2 of these gems. I used a smaller one. Right about here. And a bigger one. Sometimes they're a little fiddly. I'm gonna move that up just a little bit. And that's our card front. Pretty simple. Let's go ahead and do a sentiment for the inside. Okay, and then we'll stamp our envelope as well. So we're gonna bring back our Stampin' Pierce mat. And we will go crumb cake, and we'll just stamp the leaf again. Keep it matchy-matchy. No reason not to. Now on the white, now I'm gonna stamp it whole. I was thinking about doing a second generation stamp, stamping it off, but I think we'll just keep it whole. There we go. Oh, I got ink right there. I had it on my hand. That's why there's a back side of the card. Back side of the paper, flip it over. Stamp it one more time. Boom, there we go. Let's stamp our envelope. I love crumb cake. It just makes everything feel so earthy. And then when you add just that little bit of glimmer gold, even better. And then we're going to use Inspired Thoughts for thinking of you on your special day sentiment. Yep, that's the one. I'm going to pull off, I'm just going to keep using the same block. I'm going to pull the stamps off that I had on there. And I'm just going to go ahead and stamp it in crumb cake again. Keep the card all monotone. I like it. Let's see. And then as soon as I'm done with this, the Christmas card that I'm going to have posted tomorrow. It's really pretty. Lots of layers, lots of fun. I wouldn't say layers, but colors, lots of colors. I kind of kept it in the same scheme. There we go. Thinking of you on your special day. And we'll just glue that right onto the inside of the card. I kept it in the same color scheme, but then added a bunch of real red and garden green. So I can't wait to show you that. All right. So this is our card for tonight with a matching envelope. And it's just really simple, really basic. You can get through quite a few of these if you just pre-cut everything as you go, and you can add a little embellishments like this leaf. All right, now for the card that I'm going to have posted tomorrow, I wanted to keep it with the same crumb cake layer, but then I jazzed it up. Oh, thank you, Sophia. I'm so glad you love it too. Emma liked it. She didn't love it, but she liked it. Now she loved the Christmas card. All right, so here we go. We've got celebration paper. This is the Peaceful Prints 12 by 12 paper. It's a free earn product starting in August that you can earn with $50 purchase. And then I used garden green with the same stamp set on the card tonight. I used this leaf, and then I used the berries, and I used real red and then soft suede here. I did my sentiment in garden green. I used the double stitch satin ribbon. It's also in real red for my first layer. And then I also added the twine, the crumb cake twine on here. And then again with the pretty gems, I added 3 of the real red gems right here, because they have just that little pop of glitter in there. So this card was actually, up until the bow, it was a lot of fun to make. I tend to struggle with bows, but I worked on it. I kept at it until I got it just right, and then I used a glue dot to hold it in place. I didn't want it going anywhere. But it's the same measurement of the 5 1/4 by 3 3/4 here. So that's a lot of fun. And I used the Christmas to Remember stamp set for my sentiment here. And I had talked about this on a previous live. These dies have these little doodads here. And you can cut out any kind of slit in your sentiments or even other things so that you can wrap that ribbon in there. So this card will be up on my blog tomorrow. It'll be posted on my Instagram and my Facebook. You can feel free to stop by and take a closer look at it there. So thank you all who joined. That's it for tonight. Let me just flip this up and flip the camera. There we go. Perfect. That wasn't so bad. All right, awesome. Thank you for all that joined. I hope you enjoyed this card. I'll have everything posted for both of the cards on my blog tomorrow with measurements and pictures. Today, I did not get to photos for the 2 cards, so I will make that priority tomorrow. Thank you again for joining. I hope to see you on Tuesday. I'm going to try and do Monday. I'm going to try and do Mondays and Thursdays for my lives, if it all works out well. And I hope you all have a great night. Thank you.